David, I'd imagine mixed emotions, but 91 not out on debut has to be a pretty special feeling.
Yeah, it's always nice to score runs. It's better to score runs in a winning cause. I thought we were close to having a good score there. When I walked off, I thought we probably left a little bit out there. Probably 190 would have been a par score from where we were. I think it was 130 for one or 130 for two, whatever it was. We just didn't get the momentum a little bit at the end, and that happens. That's part of the end. They bowled well, and you've got to give credit to them. And then, they just came out and played a different game. I thought sort of from the 10th over onwards, they needed 100. I thought we were in the game, and the way David Willian and Sweeney walked out there and played, just took the game away from us.
In terms of winning the toss, batting first, used pitch, I gather, was that the thinking that it might just slow down a bit later on?
Yeah, there's a lot less grass than there was in the other games. We got told it was a good batting wicket, and generally, when you play on a wicket that's quite low with a reasonably warm day, and you don't really think there's going to be a lot of dew, you think it's going to slow up a little bit, and I actually think it did. We just probably didn't execute as well as we wanted. We probably didn't have the power play with the ball as we wanted. They got away a little bit and made it easier, but we did have a couple of good overs for them to just be able to tick along and wait for that bad over. But it's frustrating when you get a score that you think is almost there, and then you come short like you did. But as I said, at the halfway stage, I just thought in the game they needed 10 and over, which more often than not, if you have one or two good overs, push it up to 11s, 12s, and create some pressure. But we just weren't able to do that.
It's sort of interesting campaign in terms of the fact that you're obviously fielding a side with about 4 or 5 changes from the first half. Is it almost a case of having to start again a little bit this second half?
Yeah, when you look at the players that did exceptionally well in the first half, you're missing all of them now. Matt Taylor, Julian Janssen, Scotty's come in and done well, but it's a different sort of different role, different cricketer. If you want to put it that way, Charlesworth did well as well early on, and he's missing. So when you're missing a couple of your players that did well, you're finding you're having to rebuild, and when we've got a couple of injuries, you're trying to fill holes. I guess the nature of the squad we have at the moment, we haven't got a lot of depth to fill those things, which is unfortunate. But I still think we're in a good position. We're 1 win away, maybe 2 wins away from pushing for that quarterfinals. Northants are obviously a fantastic team. They've played exceptionally well in this tournament. We're just having to find ways of putting some good performances on the board, because you look at both games here and at Somerset, we actually had them in a good position, and 190 was chaseable. We were a bit short there. We could have won that. And here we were probably just a little bit short with the bat, and probably could have been slightly better with the ball. We just haven't been able to get a round performance in since we've got back to the group. But there's still 4 games left, and I think we still have time to do that.
And finally, Surrey in 3 days' time. Always an exciting fixture. What are you expecting from that?
Yeah, they're another good team. They've got some really good players in their 11. That doesn't mean that we can't beat them. We're just going to have to play better than we have the last 2 games, and hopefully we can give them a run for their money.
Thanks so much. Well played.